Hey y'all! Today is such a great day because I decided to get back to the basics, and that's what this whole video, this whole rant, spiel, whatever you want to call it, is about. Getting back to your basics. Like, yesterday I got a really nice compliment, and the lady was. I'm like, where am I going? I know where I'm going. But the lady stopped me and she was telling me, oh, wow, you just look so peaceful. I just wanted to let you know that. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, I wasn't expecting that compliment whatsoever. But I thought about what she said and I was thinking to myself, well, what have you been doing that made her think you look peaceful? I started sitting in silence. I started not watching as much TV. I decided to, starting today, be completely sober. That means no alcohol, no gardening. And we're going to see what that's like for me within the next 30 days. I know I can do it for 30 days. I've been reading, I've been doing yoga, I've been doing meditation. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting myself back to, honestly, what just popped up in my head was I've been regulating my nervous system. That's what I've been doing. I've been taking out the noise. Because this week, when I was channeling what to expect this week for me, I kept channeling, canceling out the noise. And even when I was watching, if you're like I said, I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. And on Netflix, there's this show called The Fall of the Half-Seated Usher. It's so good. I'm on the last episode. It is so freaking good. If you like his writing or you just like morbid, macabre stuff, watch it. Please watch it. And I remember, let me go get my notes. Let me get my journal because I wrote this down. I had to rewind. I was like, wait a minute, this is literally what I channeled, and she just said it. So okay, so I guess you could call her the antagonist of the show. She told one of the main characters, you're so out of touch with your human side. You can't even listen to anything outside your own head. Let that sit. Let that sit with you for a moment. You're so out of touch with your human side that you can't hear anything outside of your head. And mind you, before I even heard that, I channeled for myself. You can't hear yourself if you're in, again with the mouth vomit. You can't hear yourself if you're in constant noise. Cancel out that noise. When I tell you, when I heard her say that, I was just like, this is just confirmation. It's just confirmation. Like, I feel like I've been so go, do. I need results now that I wasn't paying attention to what was happening outside of me. I was so consumed by the voices, whether it's my hero voice or my villain voice. And when I say hero and villain, I'm referencing terms that I got from self-help books. Like right now I'm reading Millionaire Success Habits, and it's such a good read. It is such a good read. And he talks about how there's two voices in your head. You have your villain voice, which is spewing negative thoughts, is spewing self-limiting beliefs, is constantly restricting you, and is keeping you operating in your ego. Well, he didn't say that, but I come to the conclusion that it's just keeping you operating in your ego. And then you have your hero voice, and that's the one that's encouraging you. That's the one that's pushing you and saying, you can do this. You can achieve this. You can have this. You deserve this. And lately I've been listening to my hero voice, or I've even went as far as to make my own affirmations, my own abundance affirmations. And this is like day 2 of me listening to them, and already I've noticed like thoughts I had around money or just even abundance and finances in general, it's kind of washing itself away. Like, I don't think about like, oh, I don't have money for this bill, or I don't have money to do this. I just find a way to make it happen. That's what it is. I'm just like, okay, I'm putting myself out here. I'm doing what I feel like I need to do, whether that's posting on YouTube, or posting poetry, or posting on my spicy pages and interacting with my subs and my followers on there. And I'm just trusting in that process, and I'm trusting in the magic that's happening around me. I'm not listening to that villain inside of me that's telling me, well, this is due, you don't really have this. I'm just like, okay, I'm trusting that I'm gonna get what I need when it's time. And in order for me to even be in that headspace to properly listen to the hero in my head and to starve out that villain, I had to get back to my basics. I had to ask myself, what did I like to do as a child? Like, before social media became prevalent, which I truly believe when social media became prevalent in everybody's lives, we just all kind of disconnected from each other. We all disconnected from humanity. We all disconnected from reality. We started to feed into comparison, and we all know comparison is the thief of joy. We started to basically lie to ourselves because we're like, okay, well, I see this girl, she has all these followers, and she looks like this, and she's just so beautiful, and she has like all these nice things and stuff. In reality, you don't know nothing about that lady's life. That could all be a front. Like, she could had just bought them clothes for this specific post and decided to return that shit. Or she could have rented out this car, rented out this house. This could be her mama's house, her brother's house, her friend's house, anybody's house, and she's passing it off as hers. And you thinking you're losing in life because you're comparing yourself to a person you don't even know. You don't know her from a stranger outside. You could literally walk past her and she don't have the filter, the glamour, nothing on, and you wouldn't even know that. And I'm using she, but it could be like he, them, whatever. That person, you don't know that person. I said she because I found myself in the position of always comparing myself to people that were in positions that I wanted to be in. And I always used to beat myself up because I'm like, why are you so jealous? And I had to learn that just because I'm jealous, it doesn't mean I want to take it from that person. I'm not envious of this person's life whatsoever. I just want what they have. And I had to ask myself, well, what's stopping me from getting what they have or to get to where they are? How can I get closer to this person and learn from this person and appreciate this person because they're showing me that it's possible to achieve what I want to achieve? The simple answer of what was holding me back from even doing that was me. I was holding myself back. I was telling myself, you don't deserve it. There's a reason this person had this and you don't, blah, blah, blah. I was just fearful. I was very fearful of putting myself out there because I was afraid of rejection. I was afraid of judgment. Once again, all of that is wrapped around shame. I'm learning to release that shame because why carry it? It's literally poison. Why are you carrying poison? Why are you subjecting yourself to this poison? So like I said, in order for me to even get to this mindset, to get in this space where I wake up in the morning and I do my simple routine of 10-minute meditation, one yoga video, and even just reading a couple of pages out of a book and sitting in silence has brought me so much happiness. Like, I literally look at the world now and I'm like, it's so bright. It's so bright. And before, I used to be so gloom and doom and would just let these perceived obstacles and issues weigh me down, and it would reflect on my physical appearance. Yesterday, I've gotten so many acknowledgments, so many looks, and that beautiful compliment that lady paid me. And I was even telling my man yesterday, because he was just looking at me, just staring at me. And I was like, what? Like, what is it? And he was just like, nothing. I'm just looking at you. Like, looking at you is just so tranquil. It's so peaceful. Like, I can't stop looking at you. And I told him 11/21 as I said that. And 11/21 is so special to me because that's my birthday. Okay? But when he said that, that just made me produce. I was like, something is in the air. Something is going on with me, that I am glowing different. I am showing up different to people that normally would just look past me or wouldn't even take the time to acknowledge my presence or have a conversation with me, or would even just stare at me in awe. Now, I'm not saying my man don't do that. My man always stare at me in awe. Okay, look, he's obsessed in the best way possible. But everybody else, I was like, I didn't have on anything special yesterday. I didn't do anything different yesterday. And I'm used to attention because I do know I am quote unquote conventionally attractive. But I feel like those types of interactions that I got in the past was very much so lustful, or even from like women. It would be, I'm not saying all women, but certain women, it would just be like judgment or jealousy. Like, I really wish I knew how to explain how those looks will come off. It would just be like a little slick look, or the little up and down look. I will look 1, 2, and then just but to have the reactions I got yesterday, I'm like, oh, this is different. Like, this feels different. This feels very much so like I'm a light and people are literally being attracted to me. And I also just think getting back to the basics and being in the now, it made me realize how much power I truly do hold. It made me realize how much light I hold and like how much I illuminate that. And I really don't even be trying to. I don't be trying to stand out. I literally just go on about my day and people gravitate towards me, or opportunities gravitate towards me. And I am so grateful for that. It's so beautiful. It's literally so beautiful. It makes life feel fun again. It makes it feel joyful again. I'm showing up and I'm being happy again. I'm feeling like how I did when I was a little girl. And I would look at the world so wide-eyed. And trust me, when I was a little girl, I had dreams out the wahoo. I was like, I want to be a model. I want to be an author. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a singer. I want to be a dancer. Da 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 da. And I was just like, along the way, as I grew up, those dreams that I have for myself, they kind of dissipated because I was taking in outside outside goals, like goals that people have for me. And I was just trying to figure out, why isn't anything working or sticking? And it was because these weren't my goals. These were my desires. Yeah, I achieved them, but they were for somebody else. They weren't for me. They were for somebody else. Or even today, I decided to wax myself. And just that simple act of going back to my esthetician roots, I was like, I miss this. I miss waxing. I truly enjoy waxing myself, and I truly enjoy putting care into my skin and stuff like that. That's what made me want to be an esthetician in the first place. When I found out about that career, I didn't even know it existed until I was watching a video of this lady making body scrubs and stuff, and I was like, what is this she doing? Let me look this up. Is this a career? And then I found out being an esthetician was a thing, and I was like, I've never heard anybody talk about that. I've never seen anybody around me talk about that. I mean, I've heard of being a cosmetologist, but I've never heard of being an esthetician. And when I saw that, I latched onto it automatically. I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And mind you, I achieved that goal for myself. That was a goal I wanted for myself, and I achieved that for myself. But I feel like it didn't last, and it didn't stand the test of time, because what fueled my desire to even go in that direction was, at the time, I was literally a college dropout. I decided to leave school, and I was working at I think at the time I was working at Abercrombie and Fitch. And my mother was kind of riding me about what was my plan and what was my future. And I was like, well, I need something. I don't like that she's riding me about this, and I don't want her to think that I'm gonna just spend my whole life working in retail in the mall, which is not, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I just knew that's not what I wanted to do, and I didn't have a plan. And I knew she wanted me to go back to school, but I was firm in not going back into a university setting. I really didn't want to do it, because I didn't even want to do it in the first place. I remember in high school, I told her I would like to take a year off from school because I wanted to get to know myself. Immediately, she shut it down. And I was like, okay. And I remember I told her, I was like, I want to apply to NYU because I've always wanted to go to New York. Immediately, she shut it down. Valid, she shut it down because she was like, what if something happens to you? I can't get to you, versus if you went to a school here in Tennessee. I get that. That's typical, parent, my baby's leaving the nest. What if something does happen? I can't get to you. I get that. I get that mindset. But I do feel like it was very restricting. Do I regret not applying and seeing if I would have got it? Yeah, I do regret that. But I don't regret going to the school I went to, because I had a ball. Did I learn some stuff? I mean, yeah, sure. But for the most part, after me switching my major 2-3 times, I was just really having a ball. I actually got to experience life for what it was, and I actually learned a lot. Now, I'm not saying it was all rainbows and sunshine, but it gave me the experience I was looking for, that I didn't really have growing up in my household, because my family was very much so, if I don't know the parents of the people you want to hang out with, you're not hanging out with them. Or I'm not comfortable with just you hanging out with a mixed group of people, and I don't even know these people. I was not allowed to hang out with boys up until I can't even tell you an age. Probably I want to say 17. I really want to say 17. Like, there were times where I would be invited out to, hang out with groups of people, and it was a mixed group, but I was not allowed to go. It's fine. I'm not harping over it. I totally get it. You don't want your kids to be doing stuff. Like, yeah, I definitely get it. But I say all of that because just knowing, getting back to those basics of what do I actually enjoy, what was things that I desired as a child, and how have the choices and decisions I made up until this point in my life now, how do they differ from that innocence? And where did I go wrong? And I went wrong because within all of that time up until now, I was living for other people. I was not living for myself. I was not doing things for myself. I was doing things to make other people happy. Hi, my name is Day, and I am a former people pleaser. Okay? Former people pleasers are welcome on this channel because we are unlearning that behavior. 21. So yeah, just get back to the basics. Go outside and do a little hopscotch, jump rope, get on the swings, or do those activities that brought you joy as a child, and realize, how can I take this and make it into something to benefit me now at this big age that I'm at. And hell, 27 is not even a big age now that I think about it, because it's really 7 years old in adult years. That's even more reason for me to act like my 7-year-old self, because I'm 7 years old as an adult. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. I hope you guys take the gems that I left in this video and apply it to your life. And please share your desires or dreams that you had as a child with me below in the comments. Let me know how little things like, I don't know, bird watching or playing with the bugs or frolicking through the flowers. Clearly I'm itching to go outside because I keep looking at this window and I just named off a bunch of things that's in nature. I am itching to get outside. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.